Hey, welcome back everybody. Welcome back to my channel, Amuse Jester. My name is Junior. And today we're going to be looking into the Mattel's Masters of the Universe Revelations, whatever series this is. So one other thing I'm going to do is how does the box display if you're an in-box collector? This is one of the changes that Mattel has done to their packaging. It looks pretty good actually. If you're just gonna leave this on the shelf, displayed, you have the portraits of the character. Looks pretty nice, and you have a heroic stance on each one. And then I didn't like the fact that they have the slit over here because it doesn't make it even. It's kind of hard to stand. At the same time, if you are displaying it, there is that sliver of where they put the name of the character. Pretty good. So let's go to the individual review, and I'll be right back. And looky, Man at Arms. Classic Man at Arms. Who would have thunk it? Oh, look at that. The sky sleds are different design. Isn't that interesting? And I suppose, Mattel, Army Builder, come on. This is like almost perfect. You gotta compete with the Hasbro Joes. This was what you gotta do, Army Builder. That's some. Oh, and then the is that coming soon? But I already have that from Motu Origins. Again, the toy in post form. Now this is different. Look at that. He doesn't have the portrait. Interesting. Now that I'm seeing the portrait over there, I actually kind of like the portrait. And the portrait is different from anything that's anywhere in the packaging. See, different face, that's Sorceress. Different face, and different face. So yeah, so maybe they're just cutting down on paying the artist too much stuff. Anyway. Alright, let's go for the review. Man at Arms, classic Filmation style. So this is coming out after the Trap Jaw review. So let's go and take a look at the figure. First, of course, we're going to mess around with the head sculpt because I am really digging this head sculpt. He is kind of funny looking though. He's kind of like this head sculpt kind of looks like a comical head. I don't know why. Maybe is it the mustache that's throwing me off? Or the expression, the fact that he's smiling, I don't know. Because I've always thought of him kind of like a play on Tom Selleck, but this guy looks more like a play on Mario or Luigi. But other than that, definitely liking the armor. Again, kind of light on the paint detail, but there is paint here. The fur. This, I don't know what you would call this type of armor. I really do like the massiveness of it. Does have the gold paint over there. This is constructed differently than the one previously from the Man at Arms. This is more like the way they did Stratos, where it's one piece, but it's tabbed in together in the middle. So you do have some sort of articulation that you can do when you're moving the arm. But of course, it's going to be hindered by the fact that you do have this armor. So that's kind of like a give and take on it. And again, this lower part always sticks on me. So if you were to do it smarter, I would boil it or submerge it in hot water to loosen this lower joint down. But I'm sure it'll be okay to get the full range. The good thing about this particular design of this armor is that in the older one, this would always be like flopping down loose. But here, you do kind of retain the look. That looks pretty cool. The back part. Oh, you look at it. It's a little added detail, but because they highlighted as well, because they highlighted it as well with a paint job, it does pop out a little bit more than something like this, or even something like these two clasps off to the side. You know, just added detail, and it pops it a little, just a little bit more. The same thing with this one. It's different from the ones that we've had before. It's not a furry loincloth or something like that. It's actually kind of like leathery material. And because of that new material that you're using, where it's a little bit more flexible, a little bit more rubbery, that's I feel that's better. And it doesn't hinder. Look, it doesn't hinder it too much. It's not pushing it down because of that new material that they're putting in. Again, still has a drop down thigh cut. Armor over here on one of the legs. Nice, nice. It looks like it's just bare plastic, but I don't know. Maybe the material itself is what's causing a little bit of not surface texture, but paint texture. The imperfection of the material itself is it's not just a plain orange thing. I don't think it's painted, but let's see. Sorry, I'm not even sure if it's being captured here. See, it's got some sort of like it's not just like a solid paint orange. It's like it's almost got a wash. But is it a wash? I'm not sure. It looks like it might be. Just a really, really subtle wash. Yes. See, there's that small detail again. It just pops it up a little bit more, I think. So articulation is good. That's the regular height side. Oh, look at that paint job over there. And just a little bit up, a little bit, a lot more down. Oh, look at that. So if he really needed to protect his neck, he can go down like that. Completely changes the look. Same now the hand, the arms, it's kind of stiff on mine, but it's got all around. We'll do it with this one. It does have the bicep swivel. As you saw earlier, it does have the double elbow, but mine is stuck here. But why is it always in the bottom? It's the same thing that happened with my trap jaw. But at least this one you can see a little bit of separation. The trap jaw seemed like it was almost fused with the paint. So let's look at the cut on the what would you call that? Not the ab section, but we know that it does tilt from trap jaw, so that's good. And we know he can tilt a little bit more in the back and a little bit more towards the back. Okay, side to side. It gives you a good range of movement, and for this scale, I suppose it doesn't bother me as much to have that kind of a sharp cut. But if they were to able, if somehow they would be able to bow this out so it's not a cut, that would be much better. Now, obviously, you can't kind of do that because the width over here is more wider than the side, so you can't really do a bowl cut. Plus, with all the stuff that's going on inside underneath here, I'm sure it would make it more difficult. But I do like that this is painted different, and then also the middle part is different, so it really makes it stand out a little bit more. And we already did the articulation on the leg, so let's see. So you can, if you force it, you can, but it's just much safer if you heat it up a little bit. Of course, if you make it too soft, you might still snap the plastic, so that's something you need to work on. I like the detail sculpt on this particular leg. Definitely looks like leather. There's the ankle tilt, or the ankle rocker, and this is the ankle tilt. This one has a lot more tilt than the trap jaw. So accessories. This is the head, and let's see, helmet. I thought this helmet popped off. It does, see? But it's really tight, almost like it doesn't. So he has a covered head. This is the first type of helmet, and then this is the second type of helmet. So that's the difference. I think this might be why it was throwing me off, because I kind of think this is more correct for what I'm remembering. But he also comes with a secondary head. I love that. The secondary head suddenly elevated the value of this figure, for me at least anyway, because now you have 4 different ways of displaying this figure. You have the choice of this head or this head. You have the choice of the unhelmeted one and take off the helmet in this one. Or you have the choice of this helmet with this head or this helmet with that head. So you have all these options, right? So the playability of this, I feel like this is more of like an older style Man-at-Arms. So the playability factor on this one is just increased exponentially. If they only had the thing that covers up the face, this would have been easily a troop builder. And the way Mattel does their helmets, including the belt that they had with Trapjaw, was they designed the inside of these things molded in to whatever ridge pattern that's occurring on the head or on the belt, right? That's why it has such a grip. That's why when I was removing this, like this one, it's hard to take off by itself. It really is. I need it to be pegged in to the neck so it's a little bit more easier. Because that ridge pattern really hugs that head. That kind of technique could have been designed so that you could have a covering on the lower part of the mouth or the lower part of the face, so you can have that hug as well and basically create an army builder. Now the other potential of this having 2 heads is that during the sale on Target, I went and bought, when this was half off, or I think this was like 15 bucks, I can't remember. I went and bought like 3 or 4 of these extras to try and see if I can make an Eternian army builder. Will the heads that we've gotten so far fit with this one? While we have him here, let's do a comparison of the two, right? So obviously from the body, it's different. I don't even know, no, they're not using anything from this hand because this is a sleeved hand, while this is not. This is almost like it's basically just painted plastic, right? This one has a texture. The armor is definitely different. The loincloth is different. See, underneath this one, there's nothing. Obviously, the thighs are different, and these are different. So, completely different figure. And I wonder the peg system on the head is going to be good enough to use the new one, right? There you go. The skin tone is almost a perfect match. It's not as tight as it is here originally. I believe it's a little loose. Let me see. Yeah, it goes on pretty good. Just popped in, push it down a little bit more. And then, oh, look at that. This head actually fits more the body type, because I always felt there was something wrong with this one. It's just like the face is just too narrow. What an improvement. The accessories. Can't have Duncan without the mace. Very basic, no paint application whatsoever. It's just got the detail and all that stuff. Something new they tried though was that this pops off. It's a little bit hard to pop off. I feel that maybe this might snap off eventually. Weirdly enough, this plastic is more stiffer than the trap jaws one, which would be a danger because then it makes this more brittle. So the new one is that you can put this in, right, and have this thing come off. Now, technically, it's supposed to be the same weapon, I suppose, and this one just flies off with the chain on. Sneaky Duncan. He's gonna hit you in the head and you think you're far enough away because he's out of reach, and all of a sudden he presses a stud and this thing just flies off and wham! Boom! Oh my god, what a sneaky guy. And then he also comes with the two-fisted hands. Now, there's not a lot of accessories. Technically, it's just one accessory with a switch out. But the cool thing about this figure, and why I believe is its complete package, is the fact that it does have that secondary head sculpt. The fact that the helmets are both removable, and then you have an accessory and switch out hands. I feel that's all you need to completely bring us a full package of a figure. So as far as I'm concerned, this is a great figure. Again, it basically confirms that I am all the way with this line. I love where it's going. I think what's gonna happen, and this is removable, by the way. How it goes like that. I wonder if they're gonna do a backpack where you can just switch this out and have Duncan the ability to fly by just putting on a backpack like that. Interesting. Because you know Mattel and Motu always did sell weapon packs, right? So maybe they do that. So for the new Eternia classic Filmation style, I think I am more than willing to purchase each figure again that we've gotten so far, because this thing really does appeal to me. The Filmation does really appeal to me. The updated Filmation classic style appeals to me because it's not a straight out copy of Filmation, because otherwise all this detail would not be there, all that stuff would not be there, and that just adds to the character. So definitely in on this one. Thank you very much for watching my channel and my videos again. I hope to see you soon. I know I'll see you soon because I'm publishing more videos before the end of the year, but I hope you'll get a chance to watch it. Thank you so much and have a good day. Bye.